Have you ever wanted a lace cake without investing in those expensive silicone molds? Today we're going to pipe a beautiful lace cake with just a piping bag, a piping tip, and some royal icing. Let me show you how. This is Alexandria from Fine Spun Cakes. If you are new here, welcome. If you do enjoy this video, please don't forget to hit that like button so I can make more videos just like this for you, and subscribe as well. Before we get to the tutorial, please comment below and tell me, have you ever tried piping a lace design on your cake before? I would love to know how it went. Let's get to the video. You'll start by measuring the size of the lace plaque that you will need. So I just simply took the width and the length of this, and then I traced it onto a piece of paper, and I actually mismeasured it, so please measure twice and cut once. I will just cut this straight out of this normal piece of white paper, and then I'll be able to draw a design on it. So this is just a filigree pattern that I freehanded, and I'm going to link to this one in the description box below because I'm going to create a template for you to print out if you want to pipe the same pattern that I used. But feel free to use anything that you'd like, including lace patterns that you find online or lace patterns that you have in real life or filigree patterns that you really like. This is a totally customizable style of piping. So all I did to make my own pattern was I drew on half of the sheet of paper and then I folded it in half. And now I'm drawing on the back side of where the pencil was so that it transfers the pattern onto the other half of the paper. And now I'm just tracing right over where it was just transferred to. And of course, as you're making your pattern, make sure that all of the lines are touching in some way or another. Otherwise, you're going to lift up your entire piece and some pieces are not going to be stuck together. So I've whipped up a batch of royal icing and I'm using a number 3 tip to start with. This one is from PME, my favorite. I will link to that in the description box below. So I'm just tracing over a piece of wax paper with my template underneath. I've taped down the corners of the wax paper so it's not moving anywhere. So all you want to do is have slow and even pressure, making sure that all of your lines are connecting well so that they're all nice and stuck together, creating a nice solid form. So this batch of royal icing that I'm using is just my plain white royal icing. I'm going to link to that in the description box below for the recipe. And this one has just a couple drops of water added, so it's not super stiff. This one is a little bit smoother and easier to pipe, and it will give you a better line when you're creating these filigree patterns. Comment below and tell me, what pattern are you going to pipe using this technique? Is it going to be a lace pattern of your favorite dress, or is it going to be a filigree pattern that looks like it's straight out of the Renaissance? I would love to hear, so comment below this video and tell me. So now I'm done the first half, and I will just repeat the exact same thing on the other side, just making sure that they look as symmetrical as possible, but it doesn't need to be perfect by any means. When you're moving from one line to another, do make sure that your piping tip is nice and clean. Otherwise, it's going to start trailing an ugly tail area on your piping, so you can just clean that off with your fingertips or just a damp cloth. So since I'm making this on a hexagon, I would normally create 6 different sides, but I do have flowers already placed on 2 sides of this cake, so I'm only going to need 4 panels in total. And this technique can be used for any straight-sided cake shapes that you'd like. So you can do a square, you can do the hexagon or an octagon. It will work on any of those. Now we are all finished. I'm going to switch to a number 4 PME tip, and this is going to be the outline. And also these lines are going to be the attachment points onto our cake later. So I'm just doing straight lines all the way around, right on the edge, making sure that it's touching all of those edge pieces so nothing falls off. Now we can use a scribe tool in order to remove our template. So just removing that, and I'm going to place it right underneath so that I can trace another one. Just kind of shimmy it in there, and then you can adjust it from the bottom and the sides until you're happy with the placement. So I highly recommend you always make extras of these because you never know if they're going to break. I mean, of course we don't want that, but it's always nice to have backup. But I did find as I was making these that I didn't have any breakage because the 3 tip was perfect for delicacy and also strength. And make sure to take breaks and re-whip your icing about every 30 minutes so that it's easier for you to pipe and your hands don't cramp up so much. So just piping the number 4 edge on this one. Keeping those lines as straight as possible and then cleaning up any spots, just like that. I have allowed these to dry for over 24 hours and now I'm going to set them on the cake to see how they're going to fit. As I said, I mismeasured, so mine are a bit taller than my hexagon, but that's okay, we're going to work with it. So I'm using the number 4 tip again, just outlining all the spots that I know that panel is going to hit when we attach it. So I'm doing the bottom and then the right and the left sides, and if I had measured correctly, I would be doing the top side as well, but I did not, so we will leave that without any icing. And I put a couple extra dabs on the corners too, just for strength. And now I'm just carefully picking that up and placing it right on where the piped lines are. Gently pressing that forward until it seems attached as well as it can be. And just moving on to the next side. So if you did measure correctly, the sides should line up fairly nicely. And when we are finished adding all of our panels, we are going to pipe on the edges just to clean those up and make it look a little nicer. So you'll see as I'm lifting it up, I'm not holding it on 2 sides. I'm kind of just holding it from the very top so that it doesn't put too much pressure and potentially crack it. If you are interested in learning more piping techniques, I would love to know which ones, so comment below and tell me. And this is our final panel because I did already add flowers to this cake. They are from my peony course, so check that out in the description box below if you're interested, and I also have a free peony bud tutorial there too. Now I have got just a small star tip. I think this is the number 5 from PME, and I'm just doing simple shells all the way around on the top and the sides of all of these panels. And please excuse these really ugly shells. I was just in a very awkward position trying to film this, so imagine them looking much nicer. And if you do need some help, with your piping basics like the shells or just drop strings or anything, I'm going to link to my piping basics video in the description box below, which also has my royal icing recipe. There's no need to be intimidated at all by piping. These are all really simple techniques, just added on together and layered, they can make a really beautiful outcome. And now I'm piping down the seam between two of those panels. Try not to touch the panel too much with your piping tip, otherwise it could potentially break it if it's too fragile. Just be as gentle as possible. You'll be surprised once this royal icing dries how strong these panels are. I've never had any of them break even when transporting the cakes, so this is a really great option if you want some beautiful lace on your cake and you want to make sure that it stays put. Thank you so much for watching this filigree paneling video. Don't forget to grab the royal icing recipe and my piping basics video in the description box below before you get started. You can also give me a thumbs up so I can make more videos just like this one for you, and subscribe as well, and I will see you next time.